Welcome to my YouTube channel where we discuss topical issues on different subjects. If you like this subject and others, we welcome you to subscribe. Today, I want us to handle an issue that's become of interest to the Kenyan people. Of late, we have seen our president and the deputy president, they seem not to be talking terms. They seem to be pulling in two different directions. And this matter is not auguring well for a country, for economy, and for relations with our other development partners. So I want to address this subject. How do we end the unending war that seems to be always pitting the president and his deputy in our country? Before we enacted the new constitution 2010, the president used to appoint his deputy after elections. In those days, the vice president, as he was called, served at the whim and pleasure of the president. After the 2010 constitution, the framers of our constitution, in their own wisdom, introduced a deputy president who is elected on the same ticket as the president. And according to our constitution, the deputy president assumes office for the remainder of the term if a vacancy was to occur in the office of the president. Now, there's no need for elections as it was in the previous constitution. It's here that I want to pose the question: do we need to revisit our constitution and revert to the old model where we used to vote in the president, and then the president will appoint the vice president who will serve at the pleasure of the president? The reason I'm saying this is because of what happened between President Ruto and President Uhuru Kenyatta. When Uhuru Kenyatta was the president and Ruto was the deputy, we saw such a relationship between them was not so well. We all recall the war of words that was going on between the two. The reason why I'm saying this is because what happened is today happening between the president and his deputy. We saw of late the last week what occurred between the president and the deputy, where the deputy will miss several government functions. That's not well for a functioning democracy. Do we need to revisit? What is the issue we need to revisit? My dear viewer, it's here that I want to submit that we need to revisit the architecture of our constitution and cure this problem. This is my proposal. Let us amend the constitution to allow the president to sack his deputy in case they have differences, because we vote in the president. So let us give those powers the president to sack his deputy in the event that they're not working well. But then Parliament approves, and then also Parliament approves the new candidate who is introduced. Because we don't want to have this unending cycle in which the president and the deputies don't seem to be working together, but then they are tied at the hip for the remainder of the time. So I'm making this a radical proposal because lack of a harmonious relationship between the president and his deputy destroys service delivery. And God forbid, what happens if a vacancy was to occur in the office of the president? Will the deputy president take over in such an atmosphere? These are the questions we need to ponder on as a country. Let us for once end this unending feud we've had between the president and his deputy.